It's a new foggy day in the city of Chicago. All the factories and all the labor. We will awaken to Nebula's. I'm not sure if she ever invited Vinny or trying to move in with her, but if she ever does, she does have spare room.
Oh, thank God.
Her delivered breakfast of the day is oatmeal, a bowl of sliced up fruit, and a single poached egg. And there is a thermostat filled with black coffee on the table when she wakes up, and then the normal little letter from Billy.
At this point, she's just going to smile because, I mean, it's a little bit disconcerting that, people keep breaking into the house to feed her, but it's not like it's hurting anything, and it's really sweet and it's really kind.
Be cool, not creepy, guys.
She is, I'm assuming that there's no mail. Please God, don't let there be any mail.
The closest mail is the letter Billy left.
Yeah. She's gonna eat. She's gonna, wash her face, wash her hands. She's going to. She has stopped wearing the petticoat. She's literally just kind of taken and folded it and kind of put it away in one of the drawers. And she's gonna go with one of the more practical outfits that she got with Queen Mary. We're not going to wear the makeup today. Lord help. Still doesn't know quite what to do with that, but she's looking over the directions and trying to figure out why someone would want to paint their face. And I don't know. I mean, I know that Vinny wanted to come and meet, so I'm probably going to. Let's just say that I'm headed to the hospital to, check on Little Bit. And can I meet Vinny there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vinny's been staying with Mary.
Yeah, that's what she does. She's gonna head to the hospital to check on Little Bit.
By the way, Vinny's breakfast.
Not stopping and staring.
What's Vinny's breakfast?
Right now, Josie's door is closed for some reason. You assume because they're sleeping. Vinny's breakfast is quiche, rose tea, and a couple oranges sliced up.
Ooh, yummy. Yeah, Vinny is just eating that politely. Like, how he eats is very dainty for a guy. He just quietly peels off the peel and everything and just noms it with both hands. And then sips tea quietly. And then he does what he usually does. He slips out and spies on people, like tries to see for secrets and everything, and checks up on the little kid.
The little kid has chocolate pudding, oatmeal, a cup of juice, and 2 strips of bacon for breakfast. He has not really ate any of it, though. Keeps muttering about wanting cotton candy.
Yeah, Vinny will slip in, and he'll be like, "You haven't touched anything."
The pudding looks bad, and I don't like bacon.
He chews his lip. Well, you have to eat something. It's the only way to keep your strength up.
He doesn't say anything like a typical kid when they're like got vegetables in front of him. He's like just pushing it around with the fork instead of even trying it.
If I try to bite, would you try to bite as well?
I guess.
He tears off a little bit and like does that little like two-handed nomming bit, like eating like a mouse.
The kid kind of chuckles. He'll try some of the oatmeal, but he doesn't like bacon, so
Mm-hmm. See, is that so bad?
it tastes like throw up. What's Tiny up to, by the way?
Tiny has not eaten either of the ferrets that he lives with. And he's going to wake up and he's going to go take Patricia for a walk.
Before you leave, you notice that two places have been set at the table with a card for our guests, and it's like a stack of pancakes with bacon and eggs and slice. Your plate is mostly meat and is much higher than Patricia's, but that's also because you're a much bigger person.
I'll eat my foods.
And you have
And when I say I'll say when I eat my foods, like, because we're in a house with like not people around, I pretty much unhinge my jaw, drop the food in, and eat it. Nom nom nom. Patricia, hurry, we must go.
She's like hand to mouth, like pushing it into her mouth, and one of the ferrets just like is apparently still in the kitchen by the fridge, slowly closes the fridge, pours some milk in his coffee, and mutters how no one has manners anymore.
Frazzle. Thank you for food. I'll grin real wide.
You're welcome. I would suggest not eating that way in public, though.
Okay. I don't know how to get a hold. Oh. I was supposed to go shopping. Did we just say we went shopping?
That's fine. You were supposed to go shopping and you were supposed to introduce yourself to the monarchs, which you were given the addresses where to meet them at.
Oh. Yeah, we can do that eventually here. If I want to meet my friend, I want to meet my. I'm scared for Nebula. Let's go see Nebula.
Okay. As you're out shopping, you actually see Nebula on her way towards a very tall stone building.
Nebula! Nebula! Nebby!
Tiny!
How are you?
Doing pretty well. How are you?
I live with annoying people.
Oh,
Patricia grunts in agreement.
They're pretty, but they're just like rah 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 rah, etiquette, rah 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 rah, manners, and then don't do that in public. They're all snarky. I did not eat them though, so they're okay still.
that's a relief.
They also tell a dog that she must wear clothes to go outside. How stupid is that?
Yes, so stupid.
It's a new day, it's a new place.
It is. I show her the paper I have that have all the list of monarchs on it. I'm supposed to meet these people. Can you help me with this?
Well, I can.
We could pick up Vinny.
Yeah.
It'll be
I
fun.
yes. Well, okay, we've already met Queen Greta,
Queen Greta. She's going to be my
and
queen.
I am on my way to go check on the little one.
Who's that at? I point at which one is that at?
She'll point at the snowflake.
Snowflake. They're in charge right now, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Everyone is well, the king is very cold. He says he tries to rein it in, but he everything around is just really, really cold. And right next door, she'll point at the little leaf, which I'm assuming is also colored in.
Mm-hmm.
She'll point at the little autumn leaf, and now Queen Mary is right next door. And King Angelo, well, I don't think he really wants to see me.
That's okay. We'll go see him anyway. But I need to meet them all. That's what I was told by Greta. And Greta, I think she's going to be my queen because even though she tried to tell me I can't do my business, he gets all scrunchy faced when she says that. I think she's still going to be okay.
Well, we can head on over and see Little Bit. Just remember, he's a little bit jumpy still.
Okay, I'll be super nice. I won't scare him at all.
Tiny, you're 12 feet tall. He's all of maybe 3 feet.
I'll sit down.
Oh,
I have
okay.
I have a plan. I brought the dog girl. Everybody loves the dog girl.
Well, I'm not saying that you don't have a plan. I'm just
The dog girl. He's so like emphatic. Like I was reading people like dogs, and this is the dog girl.
Child play.
See? Wait.
oh Lord.
It'll be great.
She's just gonna kind of shake her head and motion, come on, let's head. Burn in daylight.
I will whistle a tuneless tune of tunes.
I am not going to stand in front of the hospital like a crazy person this time because everything's nice, everything's clean, everyone is, well, maybe not everyone is happy, but it's a functional place of healing.
Yes.
Um,
As you arrive, the breakfast for the patients is just ending. Vinny's being drugged to indoor playtime.
Yeah, Vinny is going with a little bit. You can see
I
Vinny going.
see a little bit dragging him into a very large, colorful room full of blocks and toys.
He's kind of like looking at the colors and going,
and I'm going to see this kind of grin and kind of stand in the doorway a little bit, kind of peek in. I don't really want to be seen, but
he's building a block palace around Nebula. Well, around Vinny, Nebula can see. And one of the kids in the room has put a crown on Vinny's head, and they're calling him the King of Toyland.
Vinny's a king.
Shh, Tiny.
Vinny, you can completely hear them. I'm not even going to make you roll.
Yeah, Vinny just kind of like.
Tiny has like a big awestruck, like, Vinny's a king? He is so much better at politicking than I thought.
Tiny. Tiny.
What?
Shh.
Oh my god.
Shh. You're,
Do I kneel?
you are going to get their attention away from their fun. At least let me go in there and talk to little one.
Okay.
Vinny is just like closing his eyes and looking down like, oh my god.
What? I don't understand, but okay.
As this is happening, Nebula, you have noticed Patricia has disappeared.
Oh.
Oh.
Dog girl's gone.
You might want to go find Patricia.
And you can see in the pile of stuffed animals movement and a tail sticking up through them.
I found her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pounce.
No.
I start tiptoeing over towards the toys.
Oh my god.
No.
I hope it's not her. I hope it's her, because if it's not, it's gonna be awkward.
Tiny.
Yes.
And she's just, literally going to just go with the toys because it's like.
As this is happening, you see Dog Girl slowly creeping out towards the children, teddy bear in mouth. Because, true friend is one of the best gifts.
Tiny stops. He looks at Vinny. All hail the king! And he bowed to Vinny.
Oh my god. Vinny, like, I guess he says that pretty loud. Vinny turns his head and looks at him.
The kids at first are scared of Tiny, but as soon as Tiny says that, they're all chanting that now at you, Vinny.
Vinny just puts his head in his face and his hands, and he's like, oh my god.
I'm just gonna sit back and watch this with a grin on my face because nobody's freaking out at this, and I'm okay with this.
One of the little girls has also handed a pillow to Tiny and told him he can sit on it. It's not a very large pillow, but it's
okay. My left cheek will be comfortable.
Tiny.
What?
She's just gonna kind of cover a hand over her eyes, like, oh god.
What did I do? Tiny just being a good Tiny.
Vinny, your chance to escape seems to have appeared by a Patricia playing tug-of-war over a teddy bear and licking children's faces.
Vinny slips away as soon as he sees it. He's like, I have a chance. He like
you don't like an army of changeling and mentally ill children as your servants?
He slips into a corner and he's just like eyes wide, like, oh my god. And he's like, because he's used to being alone, not being surrounded by kids and all the attention. And he's
Patricia, like, no licking children. Let's go. Vinny's leaving. The king. I must follow the king.
No.
Like, as you say that, she stares Tiny down as she slow licks another child's forehead.
Squinty face at Patricia.
I'm gonna go over to check on Vinny.
Patricia, we must meet the king.
Vinny is just shaking his head, like, kind of in the fetal position, like, oh my god, oh my god.
She'll actually stand up on her hind legs, more human behaviored. And to describe her for Vinny, she looks like a Hispanic girl of about 12, 13, the oldest maybe.
Okay.
And her famine is literally, she's like a bloodhound kind of beast changeling.
Aww.
I love her ears.
Because again, true friend, one of the best gifts.
Like, Vinny is comfortable, but at the same time he's not, because he's typically used to, like, hiding off in, like, corners and stuff, not being focused on.
I'm just gonna go over and, again, everything all right?
He kind of looks to Nebby, and his face says it all. It's just that bitch face. Like, you know the answer.
They love you.
Like, he has that, like, quiet, like...
Does friend Vinny need kisses too?
Yes.
Nebby, like, right as she's doing that, is like holding up a finger, like, wait.
Like the very tip of her tongue only right against his cheek.
Vinny, like, shudders. He, like... You don't think a person could go into that much of a ball, but his body is practically morphed into a ball at this point.
I think he may need his space a bit.
All right, Patricia, you're good. You're being good. Thank you. You have made the day better.
And is little one not? He's not seeming afraid of Tiny anymore, is he?
No, he's actually inched a little bit closer to Tiny. Not within arm's reach still, but just a little bit closer.
Tiny, before he leaves the room, will like hold up his giant mitt of a paw and high five anybody who will high five him and run around in a circle left with him. It's like, yeah, we found a king. Hail to the king, baby.
Some of the girls in the group are fairly brave. 3 of the boys are fairly brave. Little bit is the last to even get close to you. He high fives you and then runs and hides behind Nebula.
They're back. Tiny, so happy. It's a tiny day. Oh, so you're king now. I have to present myself to you. What do we do?
No, I don't think that's how that works.
Vinny just raises up a finger and then he says,
"Oh, that means to stop."
Yeah. He shakes his head and then he gestures.
If a monarch is what you seek, then you're looking for me.
What? I look around.
Girl about 14, 15, just standing behind him with a china glass in hand. Sipping tea, staring up at Tiny.
Vinny turns to her and smiles, and the one thing that he notices, like Tiny will notice, is they look like they could be twins, like for how much their facial appearance looks together.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. They said he was king, so I thought he was king. I apologize.
They were playing a game called Toyland.
Oh, games. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
I'm Bloody Mary. I'm the Queen of Fear and Autumn. Nice to meet you.
Why?
I'm also called Little Starlight.
I'm okay with that one. Bloody Mary.
White. I have a lot of nicknames. You can just call me Mary if that helps, though, Tiny.
Well, thank you, Mary. I am tiny. I don't know why they call me tiny, because I'm not tiny. But it's okay. I like it. Yeah. And I'm supposed to meet you. So, hi. And he'll, like, wave.
Hello.
Do I bow? Do I bow?
I mean, Ferris bow. Are you a Ferris?
No, I don't think so.
And then you don't have to bow.
Oh, okay.
We're in court. She'll kind of wink at Tiny when she says that.
Okay, I will remember that. At court, bow. Got it.
You will notice a little bit, by the way, Nebula does stick fairly close to Mary.
So,
She's gonna smile.
so you are in charge right now, correct? Or I look around. Are we around people?
We're around people, just children, and a nurse who moves as if she's on puppet strings.
Oh,
Yay, Ruth!
I am not in rulership. My doctor, though, is the king of winter.
ah,
And it's a lot easier if a certain spring king doesn't know what I actually look like.
oh no! What?
Ruth pretends to be the autumn queen when court is in session and Angelo is present. Angelo never knows what age, what gender, or what we actually look like because we wear full masked costumes at court.
That's super clever.
Vinny smiles.
And no offense to Mr. Angelo, but since he began smoking the drug from over the seas, he's become quite intolerable to my appetites.
That's unfortunate.
Which Little Bit's just grinning at her and she's like, yes, yes, you're delicious, she says to the boy petting his head. Oh,
You mean the stinky stuff?
she chuckles. I guess I should explain what each season does, right?
Yes, I don't know.
Typically, go ahead.
Yeah, Vinny is just kind of like inched his way closer to Mary because he feels comfortable around her. Just because in his mind he feels like she is family, the closest that he's ever been to seeing family at the very least. So out of anybody that he's been around, you'll see that he's closer to Mary.
Each court is in charge of a security measure or a part of the freehold. We each represent a season. We each feed on emotions and gather glamour related to those seasons. For example, your little friend here, I have been harvesting from. It does not hurt him, it helps. Makes his fear more containable for him. So he can have just smaller portions to deal with at a time throughout the day.
I'm glad that he's less scared.
Vinny raises up a finger, and he smiles slightly, looking over to Mary.
I stop and go, that means I need to stop talking. What do you need, Vinny?
Vinny smiles softly and he says, the reason why autumn and winter work in the hospital is because they feed off of fear and sorrow. Their pain and their sadness are taken in easier measures, and we're able to gain glamour from it.
As Vinny talks, she returns to her table and picks up a little round tin jar and pulls out a cookie from it and puts it in Vinny's hand.
He nibbles it like a little mouse.
He earned a cookie. I'm not, so are you afraid? Or do you cause fears?
Neither. I feed on fear of others.
Oh.
I cause their fear. I take parts of their fear.
Oh, so that's why the little boy is better.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say he's better, but he's no longer screaming, "Don't eat me, Tiny," at night.
Well, I wasn't going to eat him.
She puts a couple cookies in Tiny's hand.
I will eat these.
The only times I'm in charge of actually causing sources of fear is during combat or disciplining someone who has broken the laws of the freehold, which don't normally come to me. Usually that's Greta's jobs, and she's in charge of the police.
Oh yes, in charge of the police. I've been there. I met her. She's the only one I met before you.
Just like her ex-husband is in charge of the underside of society. Mobs, prostitutes, pimps, traffickers, dealers, all that.
Yeah, Vinny's nose like scrunches up whenever she talks about Angelo. He's obviously talked to her about how much he dislikes him.
Well, Mary, I would like to be your friend. So what do I need to do to be your friend? He gets real serious.
Well, the simplest way of being my friend is just be my friend.
Well, then I am your friend.
But I have to warn you, and she'll place very cold, dry hand upon his. My friends get worse punishment if they're naughty.
I haven't been punished in a long time.
Then we're on the right terms. Weston is in his office, taking his coffee, and his wife, if you want to go and knock on that door.
Is that the king?
Mm-hmm. He's the Winter King.
The Winter King? Okay.
He's also called the Lord of Crying. He loves that title. She'll say it with a smile.
Okay. I will go knock on the door.
Come in.
Is the Lord a crying in? As I open the door.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
The sigh you hear, and he goes, someone talk to Mary.
I did. I'm tiny.
Vinny
It's an honor to
follows
meet
him.
you, my Lord of Crying. That's a weird title.
Just Dr. Weston or Your Majesty.
I'll go with Dr. Weston.
I mean, you could just call me the doctor or just by my name Weston. It's fine.
But you're royalty. I should make sure to use your titles, right?
I don't know whether to be pleased by you or slightly annoyed because I haven't finished my coffee yet.
I hope I don't annoy you. I was just coming to say hi because I'm tiny and I'm going to be your friend.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. You'll notice the coffee he's drinking has like a pile of what looks like shaved ice on top. And he just like sighs at the cup before he sips it.
Vinny actually walks up and he remembered that he did have that, so he actually carried with him a thermos or like a cup that was like a hot cup of coffee still, and pours a little bit into his coffee.
Like he quickly takes a sip, and then like as he sips it, and he looks like he enjoys it for about a minute, and then the cup freezes over.
So he got a little bit. And then he folds his hands behind his back and like.
So
Have you met my friend Nebula?
Yes, I've met Nebula. She will be going to classes and volunteering around here.
Oh.
I don't think I've met the girl licking all my staff as y'all walk up, though.
I look back at Patricia.
She is literally licking every nurse and doctor going, friend.
Patricia, look, cookie.
She runs over and like wiggling her tail and like front hands together like a dog would with their paws in beg position.
Thank you. I give her the cookie. You are no licking people.
Weston literally looks at Nebula and goes, Beast.
Beast.
We have a couple of those here.
The kids seem to love her.
Most kids tend to love the beasts, unless they're the hunters. The hunters terrify our children.
Well, she used Well, I don't know. She used to kind of do that, but she's better now. We saved her. I just don't know how to help her at all. Tiny's not the smartest. I've been reading a book though. Well, 2 books technically. The people I stay with, they gave me a book and it's got lots of hard words in it that I don't know, but they gave me another book that has lots of words in it and they're in an order. So if I find a word I don't know, I look in this other book and it has the word and it tells what it means.
Well, you're never truly wise unless you're seeking knowledge.
Okay.
So you've met me, you've met Mary. I'm assuming, like Nebula, you've met Greta.
I met Greta. She was the first one I met.
Vinny, have you met Greta yet?
I have not.
She is Greta.
He's gonna open one of his desk drawers and slide a candy bar over to Vinny. Don't let her lie to you. Butter her up.
He takes the candy bar and smiles slightly.
Greta likes candy.
Greta likes to pretend she doesn't like anything, but she is obsessed with sweets, especially cakes and chocolates.
I must earn money to make cakes. I will become a master cake baker.
So which one of you have met my dear acquaintance of Spring? He's
Not
like
I.
looking at your faces as he asks.
Yeah, Vinny grimaces.
Scrunching up what's left of her nose.
As you can tell, many of us do not agree that he is in the right mind to keep ruling.
I'm
So,
of the same mindset.
We'll be having some challengers step up. I have a task, though, before us other monarchs back whichever challenger we back. You 3 are unaligned at the moment. So it would be easiest for you to go among all the different courts and get an opinion on who you think should be the new monarch of Spring.
Wait. Wouldn't it be someone in Spring that would be the new monarch of Spring?
You'll be hanging out with Spring quarters.
Oh.
We usually take a vote if we agree that person should be in charge or not. And we voted for Angelo. He was still married to Greta, and he wasn't a great person, but what can you expect from a mafioso?
Hey.
Vinny folds his hands behind his back and paces a little bit. And then he looks over to Weston. There is one person that I talked to in Spring who seems to want to go into power.
Little Lorraine?
Yes.
As much as I would support that option, I still feel like she's a little young. Mary, the only reason we agreed is she was the first monarch of the city, and no one's been able to challenge her for her position yet.
Perhaps. However, if she is a young monarch, there is less potential for corruption.
I'll think about it. I want to hear your opinions on the other contestants and members of Spring first, though.
He nods.
Even mine?
Yes, I want all of your opinions, because even if you're unaligned, you represent different factions in a way.
Well, okay. I wasn't challenging your word. It was more most people don't really care what I think about things, which is fine.
Tiny. We all care. This will sound as womanly as possible to come out of a man's mouth, so don't expect me to say it more than once. We love you, Tiny.
Vinny smirks a little bit. He's never heard Weston say anything like that.
Oh, see, the doctor knows what each patient needs.
He nods.
I would say go ahead and go towards spring. I would probably say meet Josie at some point because I know you needed to meet her, Nebula, and she is a spring quarter.
Is she's not going to turn me away because, well, as Vinny put it, I'm not exactly the best looking.
Vinny looks at her like, because he didn't say that to Nebula.
Aunt Angela said that. Weston's gonna reach over, take both of her hands in his hands. She's not gonna turn you away because she's not a blind idiot like a certain king.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
And I'm pretty sure if he's talked to his mother as much as he's talked to me about you, Billy has informed her you're expected sometime.
She's gonna grin. Grin and nod.
I would also probably suggest to let Patricia stay here for now with the children. I think you've pretty much lost her to outdoor playtime.
Okay.
Literally looking out the window as he says this.
I look out the window.
Patricia is chasing a ball that children are throwing around for her.
All right, she's not going to get in any trouble here, is she?
No, we have plenty of adult changelings, including beasts, to help her out.
Okay, I care for her. I don't want her.
It's okay.
Okay, she's my friend.
So, how about on your public record we're establishing for you, Tiny? We'll put her down as your ward and you her parent.
I look at Nebula because he looks very. Yeah. I will do my best to take care of her as best I can. I will protect her from herself and from all other things as I can. Because she deserves a good life. She was hurt very bad.
Most beasts are. So, now if you don't mind, I need to get to work in the lower halls, and Nebula can tell you what's down there, so it's not very safe for me to take Vinny down there.
Okay. Thank you for meeting with me. Your graciousness.
He'll smile. Help yourself to some donuts on the way out.
Donuts. Okay.
And he
Bye, Lord of
Vinny-
Crying.
Vinny does a gracious bow and he says, "It was nice seeing you again, Your Majesty."
He'll smile and pat Vinny on the head. It's like a dad would do to one of his kids almost. Because you're in the hospital and everyone in here he thinks of as his children.
He smiles and then turns and follows everybody else.
As you guys leaving, you will see through the windows that Patricia goes flying in the air after a frisbee that is thrown next. To the amusement and shrieks of delight to small child patients of the hospital.
I like Patricia.
I'm kind of watching this whole thing, kind of grinning.
She seems to be fitting in finely.
Tiny has a big smile on his face, which for his normal face looks very nice. For his actual mean is very terrifying.
Right behind Tiny's ear, almost a whisper, I wouldn't do that towards the children when they look.
I shut my mouth quickly.
Good boy. And Ruth will continue on down the hall.
Vinny smirks slightly whenever he sees Ruth walking down.
So which way are you guys headed now?
So we have, that was winter. So we have spring, summer,
Oh,
autumn.
we've already met.
Courtless.
Oh, you
already
haven't
met
met autumn. Or no, you haven't met Summer, have you, Vinny?
He shakes his head. No, I have not.
We have to go to spring, but I think that's going to take us the longest amount of time because apparently we were supposed to get to know people.
Yes. So
Oh,
we, yes, Summer. Queen Greta.
Okay.
I suppose that means you'll lead the way, Tiny.
Yes, I know how to get there. Follow me. Oh, we don't have Patricia anymore. All right. I will help myself to donuts. Like, I'll put like 3 in my pocket and have one.
Vinny doesn't take one because he's already had cookies and he's already had breakfast, and he eats so little.
There's regular powdered donuts, frosted donuts, and then those ones that have no hole in the center that are jam filled.
Oh, okay. He doesn't take any donuts then. I was literally just going to say he takes like the most plain, bland donuts he can. He, unlike everybody else, does not like sweets.
I mean, as you guys leave, somehow Ruth has beat you up to the front of the office and is standing by the desk just watching you leave. Because she's like a shadow everywhere.
Yeah.
Vinny offers another smirk towards Ruth as they're leaving.
So
So-
was our last boss.
Very polite smile as if it was painted on her face to Vinny.
That's just how they interact, her and Vinny. They don't even really talk. They just have that weird communication.
Yeah, and you guys walk past the fenced-in play area of the kids. As you walk past, Mary is giving Patricia stomach scritches. And Patricia's leg is kicking as if she is a dog.
Tiny's just smiling, and then he like looks around, like trying to get his bearings. It takes him a moment to ponder out everything, but then he figures out which way is City Hall and starts heading that direction.
Vinny kind of looks over at Nebby like, should he be the one guiding us, or I thought that's where he came from.
He knows the way better than I do.
Making me flip off my goddamn overlay pictures tonight.
You're the one who said we need to meet every monarch, girl.
And thus Vinny loses 5 dots in random skills. So start with me, Vinny.
I'm super excited that we're in actually doing session 1 though. Like everything felt weird in our social because we were kind of like in session 0.5.
To be fair, this isn't even considered really session 1.
Oh,
This is
okay.
literally you just meeting people and socializing. Session 1 is going to have lots of drama.
Oh, fun! This is just the setup, apparently.
Yes. This is just establishing you 3 in the city.
Yeah, it's true. We still don't have our points aren't being represented on our sheets yet because we haven't stuff.
Yeah, Vinny is technically in Winter Court, but he isn't part of the court yet.
So as you guys arrive at City Hall, you come into a bloody-faced Greta slamming what looks like a lamp into a prisoner's face over and over again.
Talk shit, get hit.
She will then spit on the prisoner and ask that he be taken to the back.
Vinny looks over at Nebby like, Jesus Christ.
She'll look at the other 3. Welcome.
I mean, literally, the look that she gives Vinny back is just deadpan because it's like, this is normal. It's actually easy.
Welcome, you
He's
3.
Hi, how are you, Miss Greta?
As you can tell, getting ready to punish a rapist. How are you? She'll proceed to wipe her blood from her face.
Yeah.
We're not executing him. And then you will hear a very high-pitched scream from the room they took him in.
Tiny kind of grins.
Vinny smiles and he takes a step forward and he does that slight bow that he does, and he says, we were told that we needed to meet all of the monarchs.
Oh,
And
joy.
and he pulls out the candy bar and hands it to her. My name is Vincent Rosenthal.
She literally mutters "fucking Weston" as she takes the candy bar.
Yeah, it was the Lord of Crying.
Goddamn Mary.
But I was excited to see you again. Do you like my clothes?
You look very handsome, Tiny.
Thank you. You did this. Thank you.
You're welcome. She'll like run her hand up the lamp and it just flickers on without her hitting the switch. So, have a seat, gentlemen and lady, and let us catch up.
Tiny will find a couchy sized thing to sit on instead of trying to sit on a little chair.
Yeah, Vinny slips into a chair with his like too thin, slender-like body.
And Nebby's just going to kind of silently slither over and plop her butt down.
So, to tell you, we've discovered the boy's name. She says to Nebula.
You did?
Yes. His name is Harrison.
Mm.
Most people call him Harry. Or Hare for short.
So Vinny says something that no one is gonna understand, and he says under his breath, like Harry Potter. And he looks off to the side.
Oh, how did you know his last name was Potter?
He blinks.
You in cahoots?
Why did you not tell me? She's looking over at Vinny like,
Vinny just kind of like blinks slightly, and then he shrugs.
Oh, see, J.K. Rowling was a changeling.
have you spoken with Mary?
Yes, I've spoken with Mary some. The main issue we're having right now is he has only one living relative who is refusing to even come visit him. The quote we got from that relative was, "I told my bitch of a daughter not to marry the man. The kid and his family got what they deserve." So for now, he is being considered abandoned.
Vinny looks to her.
So what would it take to give him the home that I promised him? That was the bargain.
Well, first, you would have to prove to me and the other monarchs that you're able to take care of a child. I would need to do a full background check on you and make sure you have no dangerous crime. She looks at Tiny when she says this part. Dangerous criminal activities in your past. But seeing how you were taken when you were a child, I doubt that will be a problem. And you would need a home to keep him in and a way to make income to support you and the child. Other than that, a routinely, like once every few months visit to make sure everything's okay, and you're good to go.
Vinny kind of something clicks in his mind, and he looks to her and says, "By the way, how would you go about creating somebody who doesn't exist, putting them into a file?"
The queen will answer for Nebula. She'll go, simple. You would come to a politician who could issue a birth certificate and social security number, and then you'd build from there.
He nods.
Are you saying you and Nebula both need those?
I, for one, do. I don't have a birth certificate or anything to vouch for me.
Nebula has her old ones, but if she wants to change her identity, that wouldn't be hard to do. And Tiny, I'm sure Tiny still has his information. We can pull it up for him.
You made mention of a file.
Yes, the one I gave you.
Yes.
That would have your birth certificate and social security in it also.
And I would need that to take classes?
You would need it to take classes to show proof that you're who you say you are for employment. But other than that, and paying taxes, no one knows that information but you. That and your parents.
Well, I still haven't exactly gotten to meet them.
We're going to address that.
I mean, Angelo did say he set you up in your mother and father's building that your mother owns, so.
When she mentions that her mother owns, Vinny has that side glare again, that absolute resting bitch face, but more of like kind of a scowl.
Is something wrong, Mr. Vinny? She is filling out paperwork, by the way, as she talks to you.
Yes, there is.
Oh, speak openly. I'm not much for the cloak and dagger bullshit.
That man Angelo has been using her mother.
Unfortunately, as much as I know about that situation, there's not much I can do unless the woman comes and says she's done.
He takes in a deep breath.
And right now, since Angelo pays for Billy's schooling, his food, and makes it where Josie does not have to work full time so she can spend more time with Billy, you can guess how that is.
He nods.
Josie, as much as I detest her line of work, Angelo pays her $3,000 per an hour. Oh, see, timeline of 1920s. That's a lot of money.
That is.
Which you
That's
can,
a crap ton.
yes, why, I left him. Besides the fact, he can't normally last longer than an hour, she'll say with a dark smirk.
That's doing what?
Vinny lets out a dark chuckle. It's really creepy and could probably send shivers down your spine.
Greta hands the paper over to Vinny. It's like a random, like Vinny Vincent Smith kind of name, just real random with a social security number and all that attached.
He takes it and he smiles.
You lose it, you pay me for the next one.
Of course.
Maybe with a movie and dinner.
He smirks slightly.
Nebula, I would suggest if you have to deal with my ex-husband any longer, take one of these two handsome gentlemen with you.
She said I'm handsome.
Oh, you are handsome.
She will nod. This is not her giggling. This is me giggling.
It's kind of funny because she's the average looking woman that Angela detests, and then she's surrounded by the attractive men.
It's great. It is great. I'm loving it. She's the Snow White to the dwarfs of the game. It's wonderful. Snow White character. So, Vinny and Tiny and Nebula will notice that elements seem to change around her, but it's more darkness leaning elements because she is an elemental leech finger.
Okay.
Out of character, that explains the vampire.
So she's going to pull out a set of keys and hand them to Vinny. It's a single, large black key.
Mhm.
Down by the docks, close to the hospitals, there's a factory. You can renovate that factory, the apartments above it, to be however you want and live there for now, unless you want to keep staying with Mary. But she asked me to give you your place of your own because I quote, I am sure Vinny is tired of sleeping in a young girl's room.
He smiles slightly and nods.
Everything in the factory and hospital area down there by the river is owned by Mary and Weston. So no one will bother you there. And if they do, you just mention Mary and they'll back off.
He smiles very softly as he takes the key and he says, "Thank you."
She'll nod. Now, Tiny, your living arrangements, how are they working for you?
I would rather not live with people I don't know. They don't seem to like me too much.
Yes, they think you want to eat them.
My family has a restaurant in town. I
Okay.
don't know if I could go work for them, but you said I shouldn't.
She raises her hand. The issue with that is we would have to get rid of your fetch first.
What's a fetch first?
It is a type of doll the keepers leave behind when they take someone. Generally, they leave behind. Some cases, like Nebula's, they don't.
Oh,
It will move around. It will talk. It will pretend to be you until you return or you die.
Or until you kill her.
Or until you kill it.
well, I've been having some thoughts, but I think it's going to take me a while to put the thoughts together. So I would like to talk to you about them later. But I do need a job.
True. And I was thinking if you want, for now, you could work for me around the office. You could work in the kitchens.
The kitchens. I'm. What would I do? I will. Do I hit people? I'm good at that.
She laughs. She goes, you can either help me with security, or you can make our food for our meals during the day while we work, or if you wanted, you could even go on janitorial, but not many changelings but wizened enjoy cleaning and organizing.
I would do this. I would be good at security. I was really good at security, Greta. I would make sure you would never be hurt because you were like other than her and Patricia and the little boy, you're like one of my best friends.
That's very sweet, Tiny. I have a banquet tonight. I could use someone in charge of security then.
I will secure your banquet.
Oh, that's gonna be such a running dirty joke later.
Is it
I will-
all you can eat?
Security your banquet.
Definitely make sure the cocktail shrimp and steaks are all you can eat for you, Tiny.
Okay, I will help you, of course.
I
You-
need to go tidy up an interrogation room. If you three wish to head out. And I'm
We
sure-
got to meet Autumn still. I'll look at the list that Greta gave me. It's got one crossed out. Autumn and Spring.
She looks over, and beside Autumn, she writes the name Mary.
Vinny takes a pen and marks out Autumn for him.
Oh, is Mary Autumn?
Yes,
Did not.
Mary rules Autumn. She is-
Autumn and I met Autumn and Winter in the same place?
yes, they
Did
tend
not.
to stay together. See, when the city was founded as a freehold, Mary's the one who founded it.
I did not put the connection together.
That's the only reason as a child she has stayed the monarch, because she has held that position so long.
Her name is spooky. It was Bloody Mary, and that gave me chills.
That's my little pet name for her.
She told me to call the one guy the Lord of Crying, and he seemed annoyed, and it was funny.
That's her picking on him.
Uh,
He was, he didn't really escape. She marched back into Arcadia and she rescued him.
oh, well, that was nice of her.
Yeah, he was only taken because, like Nebula's mother, he was trying to protect Mary.
I need to figure out. Never mind. Not worried about now. I have to learn strategy first.
How do I teach him strategy?
Chess, poker.
I have books. I look at Greta. He gets real excited. He's like, I got 2 books. One of them tells a story, and sometimes I come across words that I don't know. And the other book, it has all the words and what they mean.
Go fish.
What?
She's literally talking to Nebula as you ramble and said maybe start with teaching him by playing Go Fish.
She's gonna nod.
He's so excited. He just can't hide it. I know. All right.
I
So
will offer
banquet
you this.
tonight? Spring.
She has slid a flask over to Nebula.
Ooh.
That usually helps me deal with Angelo when I have to deal with him. Take a swig before you go in the club.
Isn't that illegal?
Try to. Some things are okay to slip by if you're not abusing it.
He looks at her. He gets real close, like
She's gonna kind of, keep her voice down. She's like, "What is this?"
Rum.
Rum.
I was told that's what my family does now.
Your family does a lot of things, including making people disappear into the river with cement blocks attached to them.
Well, I did have to do that, something like that once, but it was just to prove myself, and then I just ran numbers. I used to be smart. He gets real upset.
Did you know that nowadays you can't leave the family for any reason unless you're killed or beaten out of it?
That sounds right. That's loyalty.
Women don't even get the option, even when they're child rearing.
Well, I didn't know about that.
Just letting you know, if you return to your family, you may have cleanup duty to do.
No, you're my friend, and you told me that you would be very upset if I did family stuff. So I'm trying to not do family stuff.
Well, I'm proud of you.
So to spring, he gets excited.
Oh God, Tiny, I love meeting him. Is all Greta says.
Nebby's gonna sit there and just hold her hand in her head, or her head in her hand.
Vinny just smirks slightly. He's kind of excited to see how Angela's going to react to Tiny.
Well, as it was a pleasure, Miss Greta. Thank you.
Bye, Miss Greta. I will see you tonight at the banquet. What time do you want me to be here? I have a clock.
8 p.m. and wear a suit.
Okay.
So as they're walking, Nebula's going to sit there and basically be like, well, if we're going to go see this man, I need to try and figure out what to do with the powdered stuff that he gave me.
What powdered stuff? Donuts?
Vinny blinks a little bit. Do you mean makeup?
Oh God.
He said to not show if I was going to stay in his city, I could not show my face.
It's not his city. It's not spring.
Okay, Vinny knows how to do that because he has crafts too, and he can actually put makeup on her because he saw his queen put makeup on before in the reflection.
I want makeup. Vinny, make Tiny pretty.
Is it Sad. I'm imagining Tiny putting makeup on and whispering to Nebula, "Am I beautiful yet?"
He's gonna show up in a suit and look like a clown. It's gonna be awful.
Yeah, Vinny nods and says he could help her with that.
Will it help him get? Will it help him not be quite so rude?
No.
Though she gave you this magic drink.
Yes, she gave me a magic drink, and hi, Billy.
What's a Billy?
Billy turns around from passing out newspapers. Oh, hey, Neb.
What's a Billy?
This is a Billy.
You're a big man.
I am. I'm called Tiny.
Name's Bartholomew. Most just call me Billy, though. Want to buy one of my newspapers? I do
don't.
drawings.
I don't yet because I don't have money until I start my job tonight. But once I do, I will definitely buy it. And is it? I know most people call you Billy, but can I call you Bartholomew because that is an amazing name.
Well, only my mom really calls me that. But if you're friends with my mom, that's okay.
I want to meet your mom, so sure, that'll be fun.
That's fine. Here, go ahead and take one. You can pay me next time.
Okay, are they expensive?
No, they're a nickel.
Oh, okay, I will buy one next time. Thank you. I'll buy two next time.
Vinny, you would notice Lorraine is the cover art on the front page.
Yeah, Vinny pulls out a nickel and offers it to him because he did get a little bit of money from Mary.
Yep, he'll give him one. It's about how Lorraine was offered many contracts and tour deals to leave Chicago, but for some reason her agent turned them all down.
I'm guessing his...
Yes.
Yeah. Vinny looks at it and then he just growls a little. Like, he doesn't growl, but he looks at it and he just has that disgusted look on his face.
I tried to get her face perfect, but it's like water. Always moves. She's so pretty.
Thank you.
Bartholomew, you are amazing. I like your outfit.
Thank you. I mean, most boys my age wear this. Granted, most boys my age are taller.
You're tall.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 14. Granted, his head stops at Vinny's like waist, like right between his hips and his chest.
He blinks a little bit.
I'm a
And he
wise.
nods.
Us Wisens tend to be on the more petite side.
I get told that a lot too. For me, I'll stand sideways and suck in my stomach, and then laugh. Sorry, I was trying to be funny. We're going to go to Spring. Do you want to come with us?
Sure, I had to go report to the boss man anyway. In fact, he had me make a gift for Miss Nebula. I'm not sure why he had me make it, though.
Is it nice? I'll get squinchy faced.
I'm just kind of afraid of it.
I don't think we have any courts or parties coming up, so I'm not sure why he asked me to make it.
I feel like I know what this is going to be, and I'm already angry.
What is it?
You had to make you a porcelain mask.
I knew it. We're going to take me to Spring.
She's literally just going to like... It's literally like she's got a migraine at this point.
Yeah. Vinny, he looks to Billy and he says, she won't be needing that.
Oh, I figured maybe we had a ball coming up because we all wear masks during balls.
Do you like balls, Billy?
Yeah, balls are fun.
I
Wait.
will remember this.
Oh my god.
Hold on, it's about to get worse. Because not like that. I only like Lorraine and Mary's balls if like that. And he just picks his newspapers up and runs.
Eyes, tongue, fingers, toes.
Vinny takes Nebula by the hand.
I don't know what this man has against me.
Nothing.
Nebula, come with me.
You have power over him, Nebula. That is what he's scared of.
Vinny actually starts dragging Nebula off to the side.
I'm following. Not really like I have much choice.
Is she carrying any of that makeup with her?
No, it's still at the house because I'm sitting over here. I was going to see the kid.
Oh.
I was not expecting to go to see Angelo, like the asshole. I was not expecting to go see asshole.
Okay, well, he's gonna make her go to her place so that he can put makeup on her.
You will notice there's many more changelings in the halls now. The crazy cat lady's in her hallway part again, and this time she's got like a bowl, like a wooden bucket type bowl with a metal rail. She's washing clothes in while talking to her cats.
Oh, also, Nebby, you wouldn't understand this, but for some reason, Vinny knows where you live, and he's guiding you to your house.
I'm just kind of flabbergasted, but I'm not really going to say much shit.
Yeah.
Did you just leave Tiny standing on the side of the road?
No.
Expecting Tiny to follow.
You said you pulled him aside to talk to her, and then you just wandered off. I'm like,
no.
Tiny saw him go into the building. He probably would have followed. Billy is back in his apartment now, sulking. Telling Josie with the door open that Tiny picked on him.
How do I get in trouble? And I do nothing.
It actually doesn't sound like you're in trouble. His mother said, now, I doubt he was actually picking on you.
But no, Vinny gets them inside, and he sits her down.
I mean, look at this. I don't even know. He left me instructions.
Vinny crumples up the instructions and tosses them into the trash can.
Nebula's just kind of like, what?
And he's like, stay still. And Vinny kneels down and starts putting makeup on her.
She's going to let it happen, but I mean, there's it feels almost like skin crawl almost. Not because it's Vinny, but because what is this stuff? I have never seen somebody do this before.
The biggest thing that he's doing right now is just kind of smoothing out blemishes, everything, just putting out on the concealer, the foundation, and then highlighter, and accentuating simple her natural beauty that she could have.
As you guys do this, Nebula gets a small flashback of unknown proportions of a dark-haired woman putting lipstick on in a mirror, telling her, let's go.
She'll kind of hold her hands up, give her a second.
He stops and looks to her face. Are you all right?
I was going somewhere. Or she was.
He chooses love. Your mother?
I don't know.
He nods.
It feels odd.
Like you're viewing something that possibly couldn't be real. Or you're standing on the outside of something and looking in.
Yeah.
He nods. He was almost done and like takes some red lipstick and gently like spreads it on her lips. And then he has his hand on top of the a mirror, and he's like, it's closed, and he looks at her and he's like, I know you said you don't like mirrors. Would you be okay with looking at one right now so you can see yourself?
If I do, they'll see me.
You're wearing makeup. It won't be. He chooses love.
It'll hide me?
I have a question. Did you guys close the apartment door or just go in and leave it open like other people?
I mean, Vinny is not from that time, so he would close the door.
Alrighty.
But he has his hand on the mirror and he says, maybe. But even if
And nothing's gonna come out of it? You're the one who knows about mirrors, not me.
he has his hand on the mirror and he says, this is a really small mirror. If anything can come out of this, we could kill it easily.
She'll just nod.
And he holds it up so she can look at how well he did.
I don't think she's actually ever seen herself.
Yeah, like she's not ugly, but she's not as pretty as some of the female spring quarters and winter quarters she's seen. But she's not as ugly as Angelo has been trying to make her think she is. She has a very strong and prominent facial features.
Benny smiles and says, see, you look beautiful.
Well, I certainly don't look broken.
He puts the mirror away and he looks down. When you're broken, it doesn't always show on your skin. It's usually on the inside.
She's just kind of going to run her not run, more like grab hold of her chest, like she's trying to keep the outside world away from her chest, her stomach, her just holding it.
Vinny leans in and just wraps her up in a gentle hug.
While they do that, Tiny.
Yes.
Well, where are you standing in the apartment?
Just standing in the living room.
Okay, like, well, the kitchen and living room in the same room. So yeah, by the front door, we'll say is where you're standing because that's where according to the pictures I have, it's the highest point of ceiling. You will hear whispering and you'll smell salt.
I don't know what that means.
You just hear whispering coming through the door and you smell salt.
I go look.
It's the crazy cat lady who immediately jumps up and runs.
Where'd you going?
Did Vinny hear like that?
You heard the girl jump up and leave, and you saw Tiny open the door.
Vinny gets up and looks over like really fast.
There was a lady and she was doing something and then she runned away.
She was by the door.
Yes.
There's literally a bag of salt spilt laying there now, but a perfect straight line of salt across the entrance of the doorway where the rug would have been, but she moved it. And there is old salt there too.
Well, that's odd.
Vinny knows a cult, so he can only assume. Salt is usually used to keep spirits from crossing a line. It's either that she is putting salt to protect you or to keep something in.
Oh, God.
Billy's coming up the stairs to the apartments, looks over. Ah, you met the neighbor?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, her people use salt to keep the true away. He's in charge of putting wards up so they can't cross into this building. But she's also really bad with talking to strangers. I mean, she'll give you one word responses, but the only way you're going to get a full conversation out of her is if you're a cat.
Vinny
Meow.
Cats.
So he looks to Billy and he says, so she was warding off her room.
She wards all the apartments. You should look on the windowsill. She does those too. She does
He,
it.
go-
Go
he,
ahead.
quick, he quickly goes over and looks at the
Yeah.
windowsills.
There are lines of salt on each window.
He nods and turns.
It's not really her trying to be scary. I don't think she realizes how creepy she comes off as. Darklings are kind of weird like that. You hear from inside his apartment, I'm sorry, Mom's calling. I will see you all later.
Is now a good time to come over and basically just say thank you?
Sure. I mean, what else is Mom gonna do?
I was supposed to meet your mom too, so this is a perfect time.
Be fair, the rumors say you're supposed to be meeting everyone, Mr. Tiny.
Rumors? People talk about me?
You're new. Everybody's talking about all of you.
That doesn't make sense. I'm not that important.
Yeah, so y'all guys will be shown into Billy's apartment, which is more like a studio. Like there's a little stair that goes up further, and it's like a loft opening with two mattresses up there. The downstairs is open floor, kitchen, living room with lots of random posh type things around, like silk pillows and throw blankets, and there's a big golden oak and chestnut vanity mirror included with a red velvet stool to it, and there's like china and crystal and records, and just whoever lives here has expensive taste for such a small space. And then of course the fireplace with pictures all over it of Billy with his mom, Billy alone, his mom alone, and then them with his dad, and then a couple with his dad alone. And in the center is a family portrait of a pregnant Josie, pregnant man, and then a little girl in front of them.
I'm basically going to just kind of sort of start staring at the vanity.
It's a really nice apartment, Billy.
Yeah, you should have seen it when it was all just one living space. Mom paid to have everything renovated into smaller spaces so more people could live here.
Well, that was nice of her.
As she put it, she might as well do it. She can't have kids anymore, and who knows when I'll grow up, he says with kind of chuckle.
I told you. Better to hide. And I'm still staring at the vanity.
Why do you want to be bigger?
I just want to look my age. I'm tired of people asking where my mom is and why a 6-year-old's out alone. He's going up his staircase with his newspapers as he says that. Which Josie comes out of one of the side doors, which Vinny would be the closest, so he could see in the through the door. It's a powder room.
Mm-hmm.
She comes out and she's like, "Oh, hello, Billy's new friends." She looks right at Tiny.
Hi, I'm Tiny. He said that I needed to meet you. I don't remember why though, but it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And I'll hold it. He'll hold out a big old mitt of a paw to shake her hand.
She'll put out her cigarette and she'll take his hand.
Yeah, she'll notice that Vinny is quietly like looking at the vanity, looking at the mirrors in the room.
So, this is a really nice apartment.
Thank you. I work
Yeah.
hard to keep it at its best.
Oh, what do you do for a living?
Hearing the footsteps up the stairs, she'll go, "I'm an entertainer."
That's neat. Do you sing songs?
Sometimes.
Oh, that's awesome. Is your job become harder with the whole drinking being illegal thing?
It's only as hard as I make it be. She looks right at Vinny when she says that line.
Okay.
I can't tell if Vinny's just broken or if it's the player that's broken.
It's not Vinny, it's me. Vinny is looking at mirrors and he's not crackling or anything. He's just he knows what she's saying. He gets it, but he's not saying it.
She'll kind of quirk an eyebrow at him and then shrug. "Oh, and you must be the darling Nebula."
Dad, this is Nebula. She's my friend. She's amazing.
Yes, Billy talked about her for hours before he fell asleep.
He gave me a sweet.
Yep, that sounds like my Billy.
You have a good boy. You're a good mom.
Damn right I'm a good mom.
He'll smile, and it's very sincere when he says it.
She'll take a seat on the lounge sofa. It's like from those old black and white Hollywood movies, the ones the women used to faint onto. Yeah. She sits down, lights up another cigarette. "Please have a seat."
Vinny carefully slips into a seat.
Tiny will sit on the floor so he doesn't break stuff.
The floor
And
is very comfortable with its shag rug. The chairs are very, very soft and fluffy.
Nibby's gonna kind of actually bounce a little bit on the cushion because it's like, what? Huh? I
So
I
do you?
appreciate.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the breakfasts.
It's not a problem. We look out for our own here.
What court are you?
I belong to Spring.
We're supposed to talk to Spring Court people.
I believe
Hi.
you're to talk to the monarchs, but hello?
No, I was told to talk to all the Spring Court people because you're all amazing.
Vinny sighs a little bit.
So, hi. Do
Hi.
you like the Spring Court? What's you like? What's it like?
I like the scene. I like the social games, but I do agree there's a time and a place for it, and sometimes our current king makes it go too long into the evening.
Oh, not a fan?
Vinny raises a finger up.
That means I'm supposed to stop talking.
I love that. Vinny then he looks over to her. If you were to be, say, Spring Queen, how would you make a difference?
Well, first, there would be more schedule. We need a schedule, and we need to do more than just sit inside a bar shaking our titties for the man with the highest amount of dollars.
Vinny nods.
Wait, you shake your titties?
Some of us
Tiny.
do.
And then he stops and he goes, well, that would be entertaining.
I don't. I have only had to shake my tits for one man, and he pays enough that I don't have to work for months at a time.
Oh, I did not mean like anything bad. I'm sorry. I was just.
I would also probably schedule the parties more. We don't need 3 parties a day every day of the week.
That's a lot of parties. When do you
There's
sleep?
If it was up to the king, we wouldn't. We also would not be bound by contracts of servitude to only be in a relationship with Angelo or one he chooses for us.
That's slavery like.
What?
Oh, didn't he tell you, darling? In trade for our services and safety, we do what Angelo says. Anything he says, any point of the day, no matter how extreme. In trade, by the way, you will notice she is censoring a lot of what she says because of little ears.
Earmuffs, boy.
A good way to put it. Billy gets to live this life he gets to live. And he gets to be safe and happy. And I would rather be part of a court that gives a little bit of joy into the world than be on the streets. Not to mention, he brings me lovely new people to meet. She'll motion to you 3. And I get to find those people homes and help them improve their lives.
Vinny offers a slight nod. Not his cup of tea, but he doesn't.
And I mean, it's not that hard to lay down, pull up my skirt, and stare out a window for 5 minutes. If he lasts that long. She says and inhales on her cigarette again.
Tiny will like have an epiphany when you say that though, and go, wait, you're talking about Angelo because he doesn't last long.
Vinny just.
That literally just face palm.
Vinny's face scrunches up and he like rubs his temples.
That's
like,
what Greta meant. He doesn't last long.
A
And
finger against Tiny's lips from the playmate.
what happened?
The playmate Josie has put her finger against his lips.
Oh, sorry.
You are just so cute. And then she'll scritch him under the chin.
I got it. I know things.
He's so excitable. It's so adorable. I mean, it's not much different than what I did for my keeper, so.
I did bad things for my keeper. He gets real serious suddenly.
I did things for my keeper and trade for my children. So, can't be much worse.
You have one more.
I did, yes.
I don't mean to pry.
Pry away.
Did you go willingly?
No.
Did you follow one in?
I technically followed her in because I was clutching her when she was pulled through. You will notice she's pulled out a small glass bottle of green liquid and is pouring it with sugar into a cup at this point.
Out of character. Absinthe!
Yep.
10?
She was just turning 10. It was her birthday that day. Her name was Janine. She was the cutest little thing. She loved stars, books, and ponies.
I did?
Vinny looks to Nebby.
Gentlemen, I do not mean to be rude, but could me and the madam have a moment alone, please?
Oh, of course. Where would you like us to go? And I will go there.
Vinny takes Tiny by the hand and just kind of drags him out.
She's going to hand a $100 bill to Tiny. Go to the grocery store, and why don't you and Vinny stock up on some food for you and, well, each other, and any books or anything you want.
I'm reading. Okay. And he goes to this. He leaves
Yeah, because $100 is $100.
in 1920.
In 1920s.
I'm gonna have $100. I'm gonna have this money for like the next 3 months.
So, when did you get back?
My first night here was the night that I came and slept here.
Did you come straight home? Did you even remember where home was?
I don't remember anything.
Sipping on her absinthe, she'll then set it down and slide it over to Nebula.
She'll take it and not exactly cautiously, but she doesn't know what this is.
It's the green fairy, it's fine. I'll just calm you some.
She'll nod and she'll take a sip.
It's a very
Not
sweetness. It's almost like licorice.
Yep, I'm familiar with the taste.
Okay.
It's-
For our viewers who don't know then. I'm happy you're back. And I'm happy Billy gets to know you. I just wish it had been sooner. But by the way, I can't do it right now because I'm too hyped up on candy. She is crying while saying this. She's like, I wanted you to grow up with your brother. I wanted to see all your firsts, your first dance, the first time you got to ride a pony, she says, chuckling.
I've not had any of those things.
Well then,
They were still the firsts.
at least you made it back in time for me to walk you down the aisle someday, she'll say with a smile.
What aisle?
A wedding someday, dear.
Oh,
Not now, not anytime soon. I guess every mother dreams of her children marrying and finding happiness and families of their own for when they're gone.
I may actually be, there is a, he's about 4, I carried him back.
A lot of us have talked about the wizen that saved a child. You realize if he was scratched, like Angelo says, he's not going to grow up to be the most normal child. The hedge does funny things to the soul and the mind.
The first thing I remember was a thorn cat.
The thorn cat was given to you before I was traded off, because you would not experiment upon your brother, and you begged for him to be spared.
Did it work?
You angered him so badly, he took the thorn cat to you and then traded me and your brother off to another keeper so that you would never have anything to remind you.
So it was worth it.
It's worth it in the grounds. We survived. But in the long run, she looks towards the stairs as she says this next word. I'm not sure if all of us completely survived. Billy was born and grew up there. He may never be very human-like when he's an adult. Right now, he's like a child, and children are fairly close to the keepers in personality. As for me, well, my keeper taught me the skills needed to keep Angelo at peace. And do not think I regret for a second anything that happened. The only regret I've ever had was not coming back soon enough to save your father.
Angelo told me that he committed suicide.
He did, but not for the reasons Angelo likes to tell people. Your father was a very, very ill man, and the doctors told him he had very little time left and no cure for what he had. And the pain medicine they gave him was no longer working to help with his pain. So I do not judge your father for, instead of waiting a week to die of painful causes, shortening that wait. There are some illnesses that can't be cured. The only thing we can do is respect the memories and the struggles they went through.
Given the fact that he lied to me, the
Given
body's still here, isn't it? It's still on this side.
the body of your father?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. She'll tap her locket. I carry some of the ashes with me always, and the rest are kept between mine and Billy's beds. She'll take the locket off and offer it to her.
She'll take it and just kind of hold.
Go on, put it on.
You sure?
I have your father upstairs by my bed. What's one piece of him?
She'll smile and put it put it on and just kind of tuck it in real close to her, underneath the shirt, real close to her heart.
She's going to kiss her forehead and say, my sweet, sweet, beautiful girl. You've got a lot of work today. So let's dry those tears and go find your gentleman.
Yeah. Queen Greta said I shouldn't go up to Angelo without them. And
no, you should not, because after you visit with him, I'm going to, and he's not going to be happy. Because no one even gave me a clue you had made it back.
I knew that you had. I didn't know who you were.
That's all right. Now, go find those two handsome men, or I might steal them away, she'll say, chuckling.
She'll give a smile and just, like, hug.
She'll
Just
hug Nebula back, and she'll be like, besides, I need some time to figure out and explain this situation to Billy.
He was nice. He gave me a sweet.
Billy is nice to everybody. Maybe he, on some other layer, he realized who you were subconsciously. I mean, we do have similar noses.
She'll kind of, rub.
No, the makeup.
All right. Go on, dear. I'm not going anywhere.
She'll nod, and because she doesn't really trust her voice at this particular point, and just kind of, slither, scuttle, whatever you want to, like out the door, because, she's trying to keep her shit together.
Tiny has been finding all sorts of delicious foods for sale in the market next door.
Vinny has been looking up things for like research, like books and things.
There's a book, 101 Ways to Tell a Dame You Want to Swing with Her.
Vinny face palms at the title.
Another book is like, How to Tell Your Landlord You Don't Want to Live Next to These People.
He sighs softly.
Sadly, there were bad things in the 20s too.
Yeah.
Another book, Workers' Rights or Whiny Children Complaining Too Much About Cold.
What year is it?
It is
1920s.
exactly, it's 1920s. 1920,
exactly? Okay.
1923 exactly.
Oh, man. My favorite book isn't out for 2 more years. The Great Gatsby comes out in 25.
You got a couple of years, and who knows, you might influence it in game.
All right.
Vinny,
Yeah, but
there's not a lot of good real books in this little market. This little store is literally a whatever books are there, the ones right by the counter, and it's like one shelf. But you do see Nebula come out of the building through the window while Tiny is filling a basket full of God knows what.
Vinny smiles. Like he bought like about 3 grocery bags of food. That's about it.
Her whole demeanor is one of a mixture of unbridled joy, a twinge of regret, and a feeling of there's now a reason why I am scarred.
Vinny noticed that, and he notices like the slight tears that are in her eyes, and he like tuts slightly and gently wipes away the tears from her face, and then reapplies some of her makeup.
She'll let it happen.
Everyone needs a makeup wingman.
I messed up your artwork. I'm sorry.
He shakes his head and he says, "It's all right. You just sometimes you gotta reapply it."
Are you sad, my friend?
I don't know. I feel full.
Okay. If you need Tiny, Tiny is here always. And he'll like awkwardly pat her on the back.
And then Tiny sees it too for one cell on half of lamb.
Ooh,
Probably.
lamb. He reaches into his pocket and hands you a whole bunch of sweets.
I appreciate it.
I don't eat them, but you said you like them, so. And look, I bought a cake for Greta.
Nice.
Because she likes
I'm
cake.
sure she'll love it.
Vinny did it bad, and he pulls out like he slightly shows her a bottle of liquor that he bought,
Where'd you get that?
She'll nod.
and he smiles slightly, and he's like, "Well, we do have to butter him up."
Yeah. Yeah.
So do spring
I'm sorry. I'm not wearing the mask.
Don't wear the mask.
Oh,
As soon as one of you guys say, "Is that for the Spring King?" the cashier motions Vinny over.
Vinny comes over.
If that's for Angelo, don't give him that. I will give you something much more appropriate.
Was it
He
a butt plug? I
nods.
bet it's a butt plug.
I mean, like, Nebby's eyes are like big at this point. Like,
Let me go in the back and get it. And she goes into the bathroom to get it.
Nebby's just gonna kind of cock her head over to one side and just kind of be a little bit disgusted because it's a bathroom.
She's going to come back and wrap the bottle in a brown paper sack and hand it to Vinny and go, "Whatever you do, don't open it. It's strictly for the king only."
Vinny like holds the brown bag.
I'll
He
give
knows
it to
what's
him.
in it. He knows what's in it, and he
I'll
just
give it-
nods.
I'll give it to him.
He hands it to Tiny.
Put it in my pocket. I'll sniff it first, though, to make sure it's not.
Don't sniff it.
It smells like piss and shit.
Okay.
Is like so confused at this point.
Okay. Thank you.
No
I don't know your name. I'm Tiny.
I'm Rachel. He told me I wasn't good enough for spring, so
Well, what a douche. You seem plenty good
Vinny
enough for anything.
Vinny blinks and he says, he looks to Rachel. "Well," and he like walks over to her and offers his hand, and like he does like that gracious bow again.
Steven about to be suave in game.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was a little mad because I like dames. She says as she shakes his hand.
he gently puts another hand on top of like the hand that she sets in his other hand, and he smiles softly.
Hashtag
"You deserve," he says, "you deserve to be able to go into whatever you desire now."
Well, aren't you sweet?
And
Now,
he's,
let me get you guys backed up and gone before my boss comes in and wonders why a bunch of people are actually in the store for once.
Here's money.
he chuckles.
Did he just hand the cashier the $100 bill?
That's all I have is a $100 bill.
She'll go, let me break this into smaller bills.
Okay.
And she will unbutton the top of her shirt and start pulling out smaller bills, muttering about how the boss won't let her keep smaller bills in the cash register. Yeah, watch his eyes go bugged when he realizes I got a $100 bill in the register.
She'll look over at Rachel and just be like, well, he ended up giving me a mask.
Oh, yeah, he did that to me, too. He gave me one of those Iron Maiden, the black masks that are, like, featureless, except for, like, holes to breathe through.
Yeah. He gave it to my brother to make for me. How kind.
Wait, is Billy your brother?
I just found out, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Billy makes a lot of stuff. He even makes the handcuffs for the police station. That kid's got to keep his hands busy or he gets in trouble.
I can see that.
Yeah, especially when him and Mary decide to have an outing together. Oh, they're little troublemakers.
Vinny smirks.
She's just gonna grin.
To ring you up, give you your change, and tell you to send Angelo her love.
Vinny smiles. Like he gives her a wicked smile. And he says, "Don't worry, we won't." And then he looks to her and says with the sweetest tone, "He'll get everything that's coming to him." And then walks out with them.
Nebby will nod and follow. Like a nod of, pleasure to meet you, Rachel.
Bye, Rachel.
She'll smile and wave bye. You will notice she has like snake-like eyes, by the way, Tiny. And she's very large. Well, tall. She's not fat. She's a good about 7, 8 feet tall.
Did she smirk a little bit when Vinny said that?
Mm-hmm.
You have beautiful eyes, Rachel.
You have a beautiful smile.
Thank you. It hurts sometimes because it bites into my gums, but I like my teeth. They're all white and shiny. I brush them.
Hashtag Tiny's going to have an army of potential girlfriends at some point.
Right?
Including
And not no.
including Rachel the ogre.
All right. Time to.
Are you ready to get this over and done with, Vinny?
The only one who seems excited is Tiny at this point.
Yeah, because you haven't met him. Like, out of character, you haven't met him.
And, well, Tiny's gonna be the one handing him the shit and piss alcohol.
Oh, totally have oh, this is gonna be good. Okay. I was checking my notes. All right. As you're traveling.
Right.
You're traveling.
Off to the Iron Peacocks.
The Iron Peacocks. Yeah, it's called the South Side. The sign even says, "Come to the South Side." The doors are gold, iron doors, painted gold, decaled with peacocks. And inside is very, very posh. You come in, everyone's acting normal, but as soon as they see your other changelings, they go back into debauchery mode.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
But like Lorraine's serving drinks, helping the waitresses out. They're really crowded today for some reason. A couple guys try to slap Lorraine on the ass, and you hear sailor talk spew forth from that little mirror's mouth.
Yeah, Vinny smiles slightly to Lorraine as they pass.
She actually starts telling everyone that Vinny is her fiance, and they don't want to mess with her while Vinny's there because he is the most intimidating man in the family. And that, yeah, he looks flamboyant and pretty, but you should see him with a knife. And he's now also talking about Nebula being the good doctor and how they don't call her that because she patches people back together.
Good Lord.
You're honestly, I would say, a little surprised at how quickly this character is just spewing out these random and terrifying stories about you guys.
She'll turn a
Does
little
Tiny get
green, but
stories?
Tiny has stories. Just give me a moment. I was getting to you.
He's suddenly excited. I want to know what I did.
They're explaining how you're called Tiny the Cannibal. And it's because you once ripped a man's head off for harassing the Angelo's girls and sucked all the blood and liquid and eyeballs out of it until it was a clean, shiny skull to hang up on the wall.
He did it because the keeper told me to.
Nebbie's gonna like jab him in the at him.
She is basically playing on stereotypes of all your seemings to scare customers who harass her.
And I'm a walking stereotype of my seeming, so it works.
Yeah, so Lorraine looks over and goes, "Are you guys here for drinks, fun, or the king?"
I'm supposed to meet the monarch of this place.
Go on up the spiral staircase. Tell him I said you could go through.
Do I fit?
Oh yeah, you fit. It's a big staircase.
Okay.
She's going to kind of, lower her voice and kind of whisper over to Lorraine, "Has he been imbibing?
Has he been what?
Has he been does he have the stinky pipe, and is he drunk?"
He only took a hit this morning off the pipe, and that was about 9 hours ago, and he had a shot of whiskey with his lunch. So he's not drunk or tipsy yet, but he's got a bit of a buzz.
Okay.
That's about as normal as we're gonna get.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Nebula, don't forget to drink your magic flask thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Magic drink.
Yeah, as soon as you pull it out to take a swig, she chuckles and she goes, "Oh, Greta gave you the good shit." So and walks off. It's got a kick, like it warms your throat as it goes down, like rum does. But someone mixed honey with it to sweeten it up, also.
Wow.
Do you feel better? Magic?
I don't know yet.
So why am I nervous excited? Like, I'm kind of excited.
So how is she feeling at this moment? Because she just had absinthe and now she drank that.
She's feeling a nice buzz, like a warm ankle in her stomach.
Yeah, it's warm, but that warm feeling you get, like the cheeks are probably flushing a little bit.
Yeah, she's getting a little drunk.
Lorraine gently takes the flask from her hand and goes, "He doesn't need to see you with this or it'll piss him off." And she'll put it into the top of her dress.
She'll nod because I don't want to do anything that's going to cause any more problems with this man than what my showing up without the mask is going to do.
Hey, but the rosy cheeks look good with the foundation that he picked, so.
For our viewers, this is the Spring King. This will probably get bad. If you're under 18, please stop watching.
The Spring King always has to have a disclaimer, just saying.
Yes.
Tiny seems to have, as he's climbing up the stairs, seems to have a weird sort of like nervous, excited energy about him.
It's a wrought iron spiral staircase. It's very thick, like wide thickness and high, but it goes up to a loft space. There's no actual walls enclosed around or anything. He could stick his arms out on both sides as he goes up and would not touch anything unless a waitress goes by and he'd get her hair.
I'm not trying to scare waitresses.
I'm just trying to give you an idea of what it looks like.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Benny walks up holding the handrail and just glides up.
So despite there not being really any walls except for like two on the very back connected to the loft. The front area that overlooks the actual bar has red velvet curtains that were pulled closed. And when you go up, Angelo is sitting on a sofa in front of a table, head leaned back, eyes closed, and the table seems to be bobbing up and down.
Hello.
He'll open one eye and go, unless you're here to join the two under the table, I'm not buying.
What? I'm not selling anything.
Ugh.
I can do that. I go grrr sometimes.
He'll open both eyes. He has not noticed Nebula yet. He'll smile up and he goes, oh, are you here to audition for that job I offered?
Which job?
I mean, I've already got a man and a woman under there, but there's still a spot that needs a tongue.
For what? Oh, I have a great tongue.
God damn it, Tiny!
You can just see like Vinny hasn't exhibited.
What do you need?
Any, like Vinny's face is total bitch face when he looks to him. Like,
And how much money are you
bitch
offering?
face.
There's only one woman I pay and one man for sex I pay, and you're not either one of them.
Oh. But you said it was a job. Squinty face.
Sighing, he will just kick the people out from under the table. I don't have a picture for the guy in PC yet because I just started working on a sheet. The guy, though, is a bunny-style beast who hops off, and the girl actually has a picture. That is her, and she'll get up, and she is a flame siren.
You're very pretty.
She'll wink at Tiny as she runs out.
She's very pretty.
You know, gonna kind of go
She's
off to the side. To let him out.
She's pretty like you, Nebula.
Oh.
Like,
Oh,
she's just going to shrink back because she's not said shit.
you actually hear him zipping up his pants as he smiles and goes, "Oh, Ms. Nebula's here."
Yes, she's my friend.
She's wearing makeup. Like that's something that he'll see.
He'll tilt his head.
So you're the king.
Yeah, he's risen a finger to Tiny.
He put a finger up to Tiny. Oh.
That's not. No, that's only his signal. You need a different one.
Miss Nebula, I would say you go from a 0 to a 3 with the makeup. Perhaps no bra next time to help with your figure.
She's just going to. She's not really going to dignify that with an answer, but you know I don't know how else to word this. Almost like the Clockwork Orange stare, like with the chin all the way back and the eyes just looking up.
Yeah, I know it. He'll look towards Tiny. I'm sorry, do I know you?
No, that's why I'm here. I'm supposed to introduce myself to you and make you say hi.
Oh. What's your name?
I'm Tiny.
You certainly are.
I'm also been called Mateo Siegel, though. Before I left.
Again,
Angela's just laughing so hard now.
What's so funny?
My mama's from that family. Rolls over laughing.
Is that funny?
Yeah, they're so weak now.
Hmm.
You know, they're technically out of
I'm supposed to give you this. I give him the bottle. This was present for you.
As soon as he opens it, he stops, lets go of the bottle, and calls Margaret back up, who comes back up, and he says, "Clean my hands." And looking in disgust at the bottle, she starts to clean his hands with a rag. And then he goes, "Next time I tell you to clean something, you'll use your mouth to clean it. Get out of here."
Was it the redhead again?
Yes.
Why do you put up with that?
maybe he's just gonna kind of.
You know how the business works, Tiny. He'll say, straightening his tie.
Yes. The business is, and Tiny suddenly stops talking Tiny talk, and he gets very serious and looks him dead in the eye and goes, "Yes, the business is about respect, and you seem to be lacking it in all the places you're supposed to."
Jaw drop. Jaw drop and
Well, when I meet someone who's not a monarch worth of respect, I'll show it. He'll say with his smile too tiny.
So did you still need use of my tongue?
No, I don't let ogres on my dick.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. When you meet your first prehensile tongue, it'll change your world.
So is that it? You wanted to introduce this ogre to me who gave me a bottle of shit?
Oh yeah. Well, they didn't want to introduce me. I was told to introduce myself to you.
So no.
And then Vinny smiles sweetly and says, "Why, yes, your ex wanted you to meet him."
I was told though that was alcohol, not shit. I didn't realize that. I apologize.
He looks like he wants to strangle both Vinny and Tiny at the moment. He goes, "Oh yes, how is poor old hag, harpy, bitch, whatever you want to call Greta."
He said Greta. I thought he was going towards Rachel. I punch him in his mouth.
Oh God, I need you to roll, please. I need to do rolls too.
Sorry. Anybody else, he was fine.
you
Sorry.
break him, I fix him.
I was about to say it's his ex-wife. You should have assumed he was gonna say that.
Sean will happily assume this. Do we have a rolling place, or do I just use the dice I pulled out?
There's dice roller, or you can just roll your dice and tell me what you roll. I trust you not to cheat.
There's no reason to. Why would I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is a lot of dice.
You're an ogre, of course it's a lot of dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7, 8 because of specialization, or because of tens.
You re-roll those.
Oh, 6, 7. 7 total successes, and I only need 3 for an exceptional success in a brawl attack.
Okay, that's fine. I have 2 things I have to check, including that attack. So 1 moment.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I should have minded his defense off of it. Oops.
His defense is a 6.
Okay. 1, 2.
So if you want to re-roll, you can.
I have to. Yeah, because it's too many dice to not. 2, 3, 4. Come on, Power Rangers. Still be good dice. Well, I got a 10, which is good. 5 successes.
That's still an exceptional.
Still an exceptional. I don't know what that means in this game.
So as you go to punch him, you see his head do this weird thing. It's almost like punching through smoke. And it slides like right through the side of his face and his neck and hits the wall behind him. And his second roll had 4 successes for a contract called Dreams of Earth. And the next thing you feel is him throw something that feels like sand or dirt into your face. And he commands, "Rest now, Tiny."
Aww.
Basically a contract that just puts you to sleep.
Aww.
Not actually hurting you.
Aww. Okay. Tiny goes sleepy time.
He then looks at Vinny and Nebula and goes, "You have 25 minutes to get this ogre out of my freehold building, or I'm going to put something inside him he's not going to like."
Yeah, Vinny goes and takes one side of Tiny and looks to Nebula.
I'm taking the other side.
And we go out because... So,
Miss Nebula, don't forget
Yeah.
your mask and dress next time. We are having a party.
Yes.
It would have been so much better had I had actual contracts.
And as you guys leave, you will notice him slicing up a piece of goblin fruit and sucking it of its juice dry. And as you guys leave, Lorraine, who is talking to Margaret, will hand the flask back. And she'll go, "We'll be over at your apartment for dinner and discussions later, Miss Nebula."
She'll nod because she's just like, I don't know how in the world. Oh, God.
You're talking to Lorraine, and you will notice that the flame siren, Margaret, has leaned down, mouths thank you to Vinny, and Lance Marker time, and then goes, "He'll enjoy that when he wakes up, I assume. Unless he prefers men, and then we'll get one of the guys to do it." And with you guys headed home with an
Nebby will kind of give a grin.
and
Yes.
with unconscious Tiny, I think we can end it at 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Woohoo!
for me.
Trying to punch the spring
I mean,
cake.
unless y'all want to announce you're doing something before it ends.
No, my house is probably the closest to, my apartment's probably the closest to.
Yeah, which
So,
your apartment does have a guest room that has two mattresses in it also, so.
I do want to say, before they left, Vinny was scoping out the entire place to see if there was any mirrors hanging on the walls.
There are. There's actually a whole wall made of mirrors on the back of the stage, between the backstage and the actual stage.
Okay, was there any in his actual office?
Not in his loft, no.
Okay. He's smarter than that.
Yeah, no. In fact, you also saw weird hedge-like symbols around in the top of the stairs also.
Okay.
because that would be too easy.
Yeah, no, they're modern. They're not going to be easy. Not for you players right away, at least. So,
no, he's easy, just not like that.
So y'all guys get back to Nebula's. I assume you're gonna all rest there for the evening.
I have to go to work.
Yeah, Billy does explain how to wake fucking Tiny up, which is one of you guys have to smack him. Doesn't matter where you kick him, punch him, somebody's got to cause him some damage to wake him up.
Yeah, okay, Vinny smacks him upside the head.
I feel like I just got Gibbs smacked by Vinny.
Tiny wakes up yelling, "No, Daddy, no."
What happened?
I mean, I can cause damage. I don't necessarily want
And
to.
Billy's looking around him. "Well, I was told my sister and you guys were going to talk to Angelo. You brought back asleep means one of you pissed the king off and he used a contract."
Vinny pats Tiny on the shoulder.
Contracts are words of power that let those who can use them rule or lead in a position over us. That's why you don't go punchy on everything, Mr. Tiny.
I don't go punchy on everything. He called Greta really bad things.
He always calls Greta really bad things, and you need to be careful with that because he can read people's pasts and use it against them.
Read people's pasts?
He can read people's memories and manipulate them to force them to work for him. And nobody wants to actually do that.
Tiny, he already knows your family.
He says he's related to my family.
And come on, the man killed his own mother. You think he's not going to kill the rest of his family if he means business?
It's fine. It's fine. Tiny's just. It's
Wait,
fine.
Tiny
What-
blinks,
he-
and then he
he-
looks over. He killed his own mother? Was it? Didn't
Yeah.
he say that his mother was part of your family, Tiny?
Yes.
Well, from what I heard, her family ordered the hit because she wanted to leave the business.
Yep. That's exactly what everything's going on. Tiny's not looking comfortable at all. I have to go get showered and changed for work. I'm sorry if I embarrassed you all.
Billy holds up a brown sack. I was actually asked to drop off the suit for you, Tiny, but I didn't know where you lived. I assumed you'd be here with Sis.
If she wants me here, we got to go to the hospital. Oh my God.
Tiny has ADHD.
My dog person.
She'll be fine.
Oh, I'm such a terrible friend.
You're a terrible parent. Anyway, we'll end there with Tiny freaking out because he left his foster child in a hospital to play with patients. Good evening, everyone.